Okay, this is a genuine question. What up, Seer? Why do y'all like Kamala Harris so much? I know I'm beating a horse. I know I'm beating a dead Democrat because y'all say she a private citizen, but why? What is it about this lady? What has she done for you lately? Here's what I just really be trying to understand. Like, why do people feel so compelled to stick up for somebody that's not sticking up for them? I'm just trying to understand that. Like, so people are saying they like her because she's better than Trump, but I liked some of my exes better than others. Like, they weren't as bad, but like, I'm not trying to date them. I'm just trying to understand, like, there's a whole genocide happening. There's a whole fascist takeover happening. And she's on a book tour for a book that is not about solutions. Because I'm going to tell y'all, niggas be in my shit every day. Like, why you ain't giving us solutions, Amanda? Why you ain't giving us solutions? And I'm like, I have never seen one of y'all ask Kamala Harris for solutions. Like my Patreon is $5 a month, right? And I know there's people who watch my Instagram every day and get free content from me every day, who went and bought Kamala Harris's book, but won't give me $5 for my Patreon. Like, I know that. Let's also discuss that you all so often say this weird thing about people needing to be in office to make change, when nan nigga in office has ever made the change that you wish to see. Hey, Kimmy. Name one. Tell me one black person in office that has ever made or pushed or mobilized for significant change. And when I say significant change, I mean, you said healthcare, Obama. Tell me about how Obamacare worked. Tell me about how Obamacare worked. Someone said, because you postured yourself as a leader for Palestine, and it's not going to change because Trump going to do that. She don't have the reins now. Some of y'all are just not intellectually worthy of my time, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm waiting. Stacey Abrams has not held office. Jasmine Crockett has balls, but she don't got a position to be able to make anything shake. They don't fuck with her over there. Tell me an elected official on the tell me an elected official on the electoral level that has Sisters Uptown. Y'all came to my play and never said anything about it. I invited y'all. 9 of you said you were coming. 7 canceled the day before. You came to the play and I just never heard anything about it from you. I don't know. That was weird. So, none of y'all can name a single black elected official that has been able to make significant change. Every time y'all say FBA, you are a representative of the FBI. Every single person that I see that makes reference to FBA, Foundational Black Americans, you are COINTELPRO. You are FBI. So just know that. Maurice Bishop is from Grenada. So every time that y'all say Amanda run for office, every time y'all put these black folks in office on pedestal, every time y'all act as if someone doesn't have power because they're not in an elected official's position, you sound crazy. Because you can't name an elected official on an electoral level that was in power that did something. Obama did not do so much because Obama needed a Congress. Obama was the president. He required a Congress. It's not like he signed a bunch of executive orders that did shit. And you're telling me about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett has not passed any legislation. She hasn't gotten bills to turn into laws. She said some shit that, builds morale, and there is something of value to that for sure. For sure. However, when when Barack Obama had Congress, like Kimmy said, he didn't do shit. Obamacare was useful to an extent because at the end of the day, it still enriched the insurance lobby. And we're going to always talk about Harris. Because for some reason, y'all seem to think that the vice president of the United States that actively supported a genocide should not get talked about because she's a black woman. And you sound crazy. Like, that's insane. You know what's a truth that y'all don't want to hear? Trump is a revolutionary. I'm going to let you sit with that for a second. Because a lot of y'all think revolutionary is only for positive change. And at the end of the day, girl, how about this? I'm going to block you so you don't ever have to come back and get cussed out. If that's what you think this is. If you think that revolution only comes in a package of progress for the people, you are incorrect. Ultimately, revolution is overthrow in favor of an alternative government. That is revolution. So, if you study the method that they have deployed in order to do as such, then you need to ask yourself, why haven't the people that we have empowered done the same? Y'all talking about Stacey Abrams, not realizing that you're proving my point. Stacey Abrams was not an elected official when she was campaigning, when she was organizing around turning and flipping Georgia to blue. She wasn't an elected official. She was an organizer. These people have been at work since the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964. And a lot of y'all didn't wake up to the fact that you need to be civically engaged till 2023. And in a better case, maybe 2019. And yet you speak with your chest about what needs to be done and about what should have been done. And I am constantly fighting your egos because I was you. I was an arrogant Democrat. The only way that you remain a Democrat is by remaining ignorant. That's it. And you will not build something better as long as you think you have something in place. Stop asking me what we gonna do because you're not doing shit right now. So don't ask me that. Oh, let me block her real quick because she's an idiot. Y'all have not even allowed yourself to consider that the concept that the context that you've been living under has been a lie. Even though it's not getting better. Assata Shakur left us yesterday. She left us. She never made it back to this land. Do you understand that? This black woman had to escape. She had to self-exile. And when he was in office, Barack Obama raised the bounty on her head to $2 million. You think Kamala Harris is going to make a statement about Assata Shakur? The question is not still, what do we do? Anyone asking the question, what do we do, is currently doing nothing. Of course, if black communities implemented more concepts of black radicalism, we would be better off. That is why we are where we are. Because we started doing that and these people said, oh, hell no, these people are getting organized. Oh, hell no, these people are getting empowered by identity. These people are reconnecting with each other and with their roots. So we got to put some crack in their hoods. We got to get them over to Vietnam. We got to get them hooked on heroin in Vietnam. Nah, We got to kill their leaders. We got to fuck them up. We got to fuck them up. Not enough of us know what the path was and how it was disrupted. So we're not even able to properly contextualize where we are in order to do what needs to be done. Now, this jackass, Khalil757, said, are you organizing communities around you? What are you doing for our people? Let's run it down. This weekend, I just had the Amandaseales Summit at the People's Forum in New York City. It was a $200 registration fee, which is very reasonable. Folks were fed all of their meals for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They also got to partake in political organizing sessions, political education sessions. They also got to do a screen printing session and a resistance tour of New York. In addition to this, I made 2 of the sessions available to people who were not registered for the summit, and the ticket fee was $10. They also were available on live stream for $5, and children, anyone under 18, got in free. That's 1. 2, every Wednesday, I do Views from Amandaland, a free 4-hour podcast and YouTube show where I share the news, I contextualize the news, I bring on organizers and lawyers and activists and experts into the show, into the space. I bring on voices that do not hit the mainstream. They're mad because you're asking me an accusatory question that you know is not genuine. That's why they're mad. Because you asked me a question as if I don't do shit, when it was really fucked up to ask someone who's always doing shit that question, knowing full well that you don't do shit. But I'm going to keep going. So in Views from Amandaland, we also have a chat where people have created community in the chat, and not just United States community, but global community. We have people joining us every week from England, from Ireland, from Indonesia, from South Africa, from Kenya, from Guam, from Turkey, from Ireland, from Canada, from Mexico, from Hawaii, etc. And then after that show, we have the after show kickback, where folks are able to, on my Patreon, have an entire conversation about the show without me. I may pop in, I may not. And in that, we even have an incarcerated individual who is a part of that community. And in that community, that incarcerated individual has found community that is dedicated to helping him create a space for what he has learned in the Bing, so that when he gets out of the Bing, he has a place to step in. You weren't being honest. Shut the fuck up. You weren't being honest. Don't try and insult me and hide your hand. If you're going to do it, stand on it, nigga. Please. Then, in addition to this, I have What Would the Ancestors Say? My one-woman show that asks us, where are we? What would our ancestors say about where we are? What ancestors would we be for the future? That provides edutainment, that provides history, that provides insight, that provides empowerment and inspiration. And I have been doing that show for a year for free. For free. Okay? I've been doing that show for a year for free. In addition to that, I have done my podcast, Small Doses, which people come up to me on a regular basis and tell me has helped shape them as an individual. I've done that for 8 years. It is ending in November. In addition to that, I had a gathering here in my new community where I live with people who I've known for less than a year. And I brought them all together to have a salon where we gathered in community, we ate together, we broke bread together, and we also talked about resistance together. We talked about what each of us do and what we want to do, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. In addition to that, I have spent the last 7 years doing Smart, Funny, and Black, which was a show that I did all over the fucking nation that brought Black people together in spaces of community to laugh and sing and learn without any juxtaposition of whiteness. It was for the sole purpose of elevating, the sole purpose of celebrating Black history, Black culture, and the Black experience. In addition to that, I will be starting next week teaching a kids art class in my community at the community center to 5th through 7th graders. And you niggas want to ask me, what am I doing to build community? Niggas got me fucked up. Ooh, niggas got me fucked up. Not today. Not the one. Go fuck yourself. Because I didn't even name my Patreon, which is the SEAL Squad, and has been a community of empathetic, of compassionate, of humanist people that join on that space every day, whether I'm there or not. Whether I'm there or not, to big each other up. So how dare you come and question me about what do I do? What are you doing to build community? Because that's what you said, and you put you in all caps. You bitch ass nigga. Everybody always asking me about what the fuck I'm doing. Like I'm not doing it out loud. Like I'm doing it covertly and surreptitiously. I know a lot of y'all tell yourselves, oh, maybe my favorite star, maybe they're doing it on the low because I don't see them nowhere. But maybe they're doing it on the low. You don't never have to worry about if I'm doing some shit on the fucking low. Because I do it out loud. Because I'm not trying to protect something while pretending. I gave it up. Do you understand? I gave it up. I gave all of that shit up. To have motherfuckers ask me, what am I doing? I got up today at 7 a.m. and went to a protest. I was outside in the motherfucking streets. I was at the rally. First, when I got to the protest, I went and met with a group of veterans. Veterans about face. And I walked with them to the protest. I'm not even a fucking veteran. Then I got to the protest. I want to be clear. I didn't know if I was going to know anybody at the protest. I went to the fucking protest. And then I bunked up on my friend Claudia. So now me and Claudia was together at the protest. Anybody there could tell you I was there. In the mix. In the mix. And then, after the rally, we marched. We marched for hours. We marched. And then after that, I went to lunch with Shola Moss, who be running her mouth in London. Two running their mouth motherfuckers met up. Then I came home and I finished putting together the t-shirts that I sold y'all so that I can pay my fucking property taxes. Because I don't get paid to go to schools and do speeches because these fucking schools don't have budgets anymore for niggas like me. I got a residual check for 12 cents the other day. Like, I'm spending savings, baby. We in savings land at this point. So don't fucking come to me about what the fuck am I doing. I'm figuring it out. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm sitting here designing a journal, learning InDesign so that I can design a journal. This is actually Adobe Illustrator. I'm learning Adobe Illustrator so I can design a journal to get created and to sell because I'm a merchant now. Like my grandmother, I am a merchant. And it doesn't make sense for me to be a merchant if all I'm doing is creating if all I'm doing is adding to consumerism. So I have to create things that add to your spirit. I have to create things that add to your inspiration. Or else I'm just making shit like everybody else. I'm making shit that I want you to keep forever. So don't fucking diminish me. It is insulting and it is incensing when I know what I gave up and I know what I give. And I shouldn't have to talk about it. Like, I shouldn't have to yell it. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to go on a fucking PR tour to tell you all the things that I'm doing. However, we live in a society where folks are so entitled and feel so main character that if they haven't seen something, they think it doesn't exist. Those same people, though, will believe in individuals who have done nothing and create a magical version of that person. No, shift your imagination to be useful. You got real niggas out here doing real shit. Stop wasting your imagination on applying it to folks who aren't doing nothing. I didn't even come on here to do this. I didn't come on here to have an attitude with y'all. Or to get riled up. I had a long ass day. And if I'm quite honest, you shouldn't even have time to ask somebody what they're doing because you should be doing. You see me asking my peers what they're doing? The reason I'm asking about Kamala Harris is because her ass is in our motherfucking face. She's in our face. Peddling a book that's not about solutions. It's literally a book about failure and blame. She's in our faces, and y'all want me to not talk about her. The broad is in our faces, saying shit like Trump is a communist dictator. And then Rachel Maddow was sitting there like, Rachel Maddow isn't she like a Rhodes Scholar? And you let that lady sit there and say that shit to you? You get $24 million to do one show a week, and you let that lady say that shit and didn't say nothing? These people are not for you. These people are not for you. Kamala Harris knows exactly who the fuck I am. Kamala Harris called me out of an entire audience at the Edmund Pettus Bridge and had me come meet her. And she want to go sit down with Scott and talk about and ruin that. Scott Evans is a delightful man. He's not going to come at her neck. That's not even his ministry. And she still fucked that up. She still fucked it up. I can't see none of the comments because they stopped scrolling. But all I'm going to say is, don't come for me unless I send for you. If you have questions about what I'm doing and what I'm talking about, don't ask me. Go on my website, go on my YouTube, go on my Instagram. Scroll. Ask somebody else. Because I don't live behind doors. I live very loudly, honey. Fully amplified. This is why, like, when I meet people and they like, oh, like, you know, they want to have small talk about what I do. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to sit here and contextualize my existence for you. Look it up. Look it up. In some cases that makes sense, but not in my case, in this life, in this particular realm. Look it up. Nah, you know, because I want you to tell me. Well, you're going to have to look it up. Research me And then come in, we can have medium talk. I don't want to have small talk with you. Nope. So, to answer that motherfucker's question, all I do is build spaces of community. That's literally what I do. And no matter how hard folks try to contextualize me as some other shit, as a influencer or as a commentator or whatever bullshit labels they be trying to come up with, I know who the fuck I am. And I know what the fuck I'm doing. And big ups to all of you who know as well. Because we're doing it together. We're doing it together. How we should be. Power to the people, y'all. Subscribe to my Patreon. It's $5. Patreon.com/Amandaseales. Link in bio. Ba-dum-bum.